Hello and welcome back to the forecast card. Gonna do another one of these home run videos. Again, I haven't really been betting much baseball lately. Just kind of taking a break of it until I get a little bit more data, start seeing a little bit more of these pitchers. But yeah, Wednesday, the last home run video didn't go well. 0 for 5 on my official bets, which were these black ones. But obviously, all of the square ones came through. Judge, Schwarber, Otani all hit home runs. And in the games I did bet, my secondary runner-up did in two of the games. Kyle Manzardo came through at plus 360, and Adolis Garcia at plus 250. So, yeah, overall, not terrible. If I bet every single one of these at point half unit, I'd probably be relatively even, probably down a little bit. So not phenomenal, but today, or yesterday rather, actually pretty decent day. Went 2 for 6 or 2 for 4 on home runs. Hit a plus 520 with Andy Pajes and plus 340 with Ellie, up about half a unit. So yeah, basically broke even now after this shitty day. But yeah, let's got on to today. A lot of good weather for home runs today. Again, if you want to look here at the park factors, yeah, projecting a few games here, going to have, if they end up playing, typically, a ton of home run value means it could rain, which is where usually these red games are highlighted. Typically means it could rain out, but still a ton of value in betting on these games. I think I'm probably going to end up betting on these five. Well, obviously we're going to take a look at these, but yeah, let's get into it. So game number one, I'm going to start with this Wrigley Field game. Crazy home runs here in left center field. Now, when I looked at the lineup here, Shane Smith, I haven't really looked much into him, but he does not give up home runs, or at least he hasn't yet in his short career. He's really only given up a single home run, and that was against Boston. Again, the White Sox bullpen I know is going to give up some home runs, and he hasn't went further than 6 innings, so we get at least 3 innings of bullpen action. I don't know if I'd rather just trust the Cubs bats, who obviously have some of the better home run guys. But then Cade Horton, he's 1-0, but again, he gave up a single home run in his only start and only 4 innings pitched. And that was in, a stadium that's not really home run friendly. So now he's going to be in a home run friendly stadium with really, really good weather. He's getting up 2 home runs in the minor leagues this season. Nothing crazy, but I think I might have to go with a White Sox here. Now let's take a look at home runs per fastball. Obviously, Cade Horton's a righty, and we're going to be wanting a righty. So first right-handed pitching as right-handed. Let's go to this year. Let's see if we have any White Sox. Not really sure if it's CWS here or CHW. There we go. So we got Louis Robert. Is he going to be in the lineup today? He will be. Now I want to see a little bit more into barrels. So let's go here. Team White Sox update. So Andrew Vaughn barrels a ton more launch angle. All three of these have pretty solid average launch angles. I think any of these would be good options here. Average exit velocity, Robert Vaughn, both up a ton. Yeah, honestly, both of these seem pretty decent. So I'm probably going to pick between these three. Probably going to skip over, or Benintendi's not even playing. So it's going to be between Louis Robert and Andrew Vaughn for sure. I think are going to be my official one for this game. So let's look into the matchups between these pitchers. So right away, let's go to the White Sox. So Chase Medroth, I don't know anything about him. Andrew Vaughn's actually way down here at the bottom. Louis Roberts, not necessarily much better. It doesn't give me, honestly, too much confidence. Let's see. White Sox. Louis Robert, Andrew Vaughn, both in the top 100 for home runs per ninth. I don't particularly love the matchups problem here. Obviously, we got Kyle Tucker, who's going to have a really good matchup, but he's also a lefty, I believe, which doesn't necessarily bode well for the environment here. I feel like Seiya Suzuki might be a really good option, but even him, he's not a great matchup with Smith. So let's see Miguel Vargas. Let's see what his matchup looks like. So home runs are actually down. Oh, he's really bad against the four seam. So definitely not Vargas. Let's take a look at Andrew Vaughn. Ooh, he loves the four seam. Okay, that's good. Decent matchup for him. And let's see Louis Robert. -1 matchup. A B on the four seam. He likes the curve, but only a B on his most popular pitch. BA, while Andrew Vaughn was AC. Maybe he'll deal with a lot more sliders. That part I'm not sure. But let's look at what they have. They have -0.4 for Vaughn, plus 0.1. And Louis Robert was plus 0.9 and plus 0.3. So home run wise, it seems like Louis Robert's gonna be the option. So let's run with Robert for this one. And I will put my runner up here. Part of me wants to do Kyle Tucker just based off what the site seems to like. But again, I'm not going to bet a lefty in this field. Again, if you look at Louis Roberts' spray, yeah, it seems like a lot of left field. Seems kind of perfect. Let's look at last year versus right-handed pitchers. Oh yeah, it's kind of like pretty much perfect where we want the spray to be. So I think I actually really like this. And we'll put Andrew Vaughn as our backup. Andrew Vaughn. So we got that. Let's take a look at FanDuel. Okay, well, that's not going to work right now. Let me check my phone. Excuse me while I do this. I think most of the time, if you're looking for home runs, FanDuel is going to be your best bet. I used to shop around a ton when I was doing these home run bets. But it's honestly usually easier if it's on a Tuesday, which obviously I'm going to make all my bets on FanDuel anyway for Dinger Tuesday. But let's take a look here. MLB, Parlay Builder, hit a home run. Louis Robert, plus 250. So I'm actually going to bump this up to half a unit bet here. Or a 0.25 unit bet here, just because the odds are kind of shitty. Andrew Vaughn, plus 310. That'll be a 1-star. All right, let's move on to game number 2. We got park factors. Yeah, I guess just go right to Cleveland, Cincinnati here. Seems like home runs are going to be basically everywhere. So we're just going to look for the guy with the best matchup. We got Tanner Bybee, Brady Singer in this game. I'm pretty sure Tanner Bybee is kind of a home run guy. Brady Singer, I'm not actually totally sure. So let's look at the pitchers here. I'm going to go to visuals, stats, player pitching. And we're going to look at barrels this season. So who do we have? I got some short-term memory today. We got Singer and Bybee. We got Singer, Bybee. Honestly, pretty equal. Which one's getting hit harder? Again, pretty equal. Adjusted EV, pretty equal. And launch angle sweet spot. Oh, that's a pretty big difference. Okay. So that tells me that maybe we're going to want to go for a Cleveland guy here. Let's look at the data here at home run per 9. We got Bybee, who's actually quite high up here at 1.8. And Brady Singer all the way down at 1.3. Since he versus lefties, is Singer dealing with lefties well? 2.0 against lefties, while Bybee's just behind. And righties, I'm assuming Tanner Bybee might be at the top. Oh, no, he's not. Singer. Way down. Okay, so Singer versus lefties seems to be our best value. And we've already figured out that Singer gives up the most launch angle, which again, typically doesn't mean a good launch angle for home runs. It kind of just means a sweet spot up the bat, which I still think is something we want. So again, we don't really necessarily care, but I guess I'm going to look at a lefty. Probably Jose Ramirez or Manzardo again. Maybe Bo Naylor. Let's take a look here at the matchups. This Cleveland game. Reds. Home run. So it seems like Bybee's more of the guy that gives up more of the home runs. Jose Ramirez is all the way at the bottom here. for improvement in his home run ability. So it seems like maybe they do like lefties a bit more. Let's look at last season. Let's get a little bit more data here. Obviously, both these pitchers were probably pretty active last year. We got Singer, Bibee. Nothing crazy versus lefties or righties like we did last year. Let's look up at lefties. We got Singer. Ooh, okay. So Singer versus lefties has historically been giving up a ton of home runs. That being said, matchup-wise, it really... Steven Kwan. Let's see. He doesn't really hit a lot of home runs, but he likes the sinker and slider a lot. Gives him to a 2.1% chance. That's minus 0.9, though, for Singer. So let's look at Jose Ramirez. Minus 0.5. But he loves the sinker. So release point. Okay, so it looks like Ramirez historically does way better against lefties. Let's take a look at Manzardo here. Ooh, plus 0.9. So A minus and that, just no matchup history, which is probably why he's not higher. But plus 0.9 for Singer. Kind of like that. What did it give Jose Ramirez? 3.1. Okay, let's take a look a bit more into this one. We're going to go to the Guardians for this year. So barrels, Manzardo's definitely way at the top. It seems like maybe this is a season that Ramirez is barreling a bit less. Average home run. Let's see, average. The launch angle is a really great thing about both these. They're both 20, so they're definitely both always swinging for home runs. Launch angle, sweet spot. Ramirez is definitely up there. Let's look a little bit more into the batting. I want to see just a pure barrel rate here. And we're looking for Manzardo, who's top 22, and Jose Ramirez. Jose. He's like way down there for barrel rate. What a hard hit rate. Wow. Manzardo's going to be way above that. Top 100, not great, but adjusted exit velocity. Manzardo, Jose Ramirez. Okay, so I feel like Manzardo's going to be the play here. Seems like he has a better matchup. Obviously, he's a lefty who's probably going to pull the ball a ton. But again, if you look at the park factor for this game, left is like the worst place. But it's like it's above everywhere. Like I feel like it's still a decent matchup. Let's see if there's any historicals here that might be nice to look at. Jose Ramirez, 3 home runs, 35 pitching and plate appearances. That's not phenomenal, but that's not bad. That's not. It means he's gonna be really familiar with Brady Singer. Maybe that helps us. But Singer's also really familiar with Jose. But I feel like, let's see, has Manzardo faced him yet this season? 5 pitching and plate appearances, no home runs, 2 doubles though and 2 singles. So he hits him well, just hasn't gotten a home run off of him. I think with the weather here, I'm gonna take a shot at Manzardo for this game. And backup will be Jose Ramirez. I think it's a coin flip. One of them are definitely gonna hit a home run. Maybe I bet both of them. But we're gonna go Jose Ramirez here. Let's take a look at the odds. Manzardo is plus 310. Jose is plus 265. So sportsbooks definitely prefer Jose Ramirez a little bit. I think yesterday they were equal. So obviously that head-to-head has helped. But again, Kyle's hit him 4 of the 5 times. I think he's due to get a home run. A bunch of doubles. Now the weather is going to pick those doubles up a little bit more. I think this is a solid bet as well. Nice. All right, let's move on to game number 3, which is going to be our 640 game. So park factors, what do we got here? Oriole Park, awesome conditions. Dome is going to be open. Looks like more of a center field, so definitely not going to look for a righty in this matchup. What about Citizens Bank Park? Also really good for lefties. I feel like maybe just Kyle Schwarber is just a great bet here. I feel like it's too square, but he's been crazy. If you look at the stats this season, he's number one. He hits a home run every 10.5 at bats, which is pretty insane of a number. He's beating out Judge Ohtani, which is very rare. So maybe he's kind of hitting too well. Maybe he's due to regress a bit. But let's take a look at the numbers here for Andrew Heaney and Ranger Suarez. This was the Philly game. So we got Suarez. Oh, he's way down there, 194. And it was Heaney, right? Also not crazy last year. Let's look at this year. A little bit up there. See Ranger Suarez. I don't think he's pitched enough this season. He hasn't given up a home run yet this year. So he gave up a ton of earned runs, but still no home runs. Historically, he only gave up 3 home runs last season against lefties. So definitely probably not going to be a great spot for him. Let's take a look at Heaney. Oh yeah, he's given up a home run. His four home runs in his last 13 innings pitched. Okay, I feel like it has to be a lefty. So we're going to look at the Phillies. We're going to look at lefties versus lefties. So versus lefties as a lefty. Kyle Schwarber is right at the top. In terms of pure home runs, Kyle Schwarber. This is like super square, but I don't even have to look at it. This is going to be a 2-star for me. So let's just put this guy to 1. We're going to put Louis Robert to 2. I'm going to put Kyle Manzardo to 3. There's probably a lot more value if you just take Max Kepler or someone like that. That is still a lefty. But at plus 240, not terrible odds. Could be worse. Is Bryce Harper a lefty? I don't think so. Oh, he's a lefty. Okay, we'll put him as number 2 then. But if you're looking for pure value, probably Max Kepler at plus 500 is a better bet. Nice. Okay. Again, I don't really want to look into it too much. Maybe there is some head-to-head, but again, he's not gotten a home run off of him yet in 3 plate appearances. But again, Nick Castellanos has none. Let's see, is there anyone that has any home runs off of him yet? No. JT Realmuto has 1. But again, that's a righty. Yeah, well, let's go with that for now. Again, if you look at the pure stats, and just look at pure barrel rate, we're still gonna have Schwarber. He's a lot lower than I would expect him to be. I don't think there's anyone else on the Phillies that would be above him. No. But again, where's that other guy? JT Realmuto's down there. See hard hit rate. Yeah, Schwarber still top 10. Yeah, I feel like it has to be him at these odds. Like I would expect this to be lower than plus 200. I'm curious what the site has for their home runs. I feel like they would have Kyle Schwarber really close to the top. Yeah, you got him at number 10. Again, Pete Crow, Armstrong, Shohei, and Aaron Judge are always safe bets. Kyle Manzardo. Again, they have them at the same odds of hitting, but we're getting much better odds with Manzardo, so I kind of do like that. Okay, cool. All right, park factors. Let's look at the next game. I think we had the Washington-Baltimore game. Center field, left field seems to be ideal here. We got Cade Povich and Gore. I think Cade Povich is kind of a home run guy, if I'm not mistaken. But let's see. On the season, we have Povich. Yeah, top 25. And we have Mackenzie Gore, who I don't think gives up a lot. A little bit more than I expected. Let's think about lefties. Oh, wow. Gore against lefties has kind of been not great. What's the other guy's name? Povich. No data. So he must give up a ton to righties. Yeah, 2.3. So we got some meatballs here. Gore obviously not crazy. So I'm gonna have to maybe go Orioles here. So we're gonna go back here. We're gonna go lefties versus lefties. And we're gonna look for Baltimore. Cedric Mullins. He's been way up there, but he's been super mid lately. Don't know if I want to trust betting him right now until he figures it out again. That's a good home run per fastball. Cedric's still number one. Let's look at matchups here. Again, if there's a really good matchup for like Gunner or something, I'd be pretty happy with that. We're going to go to Baltimore. Baltimore. Cedric's still up there. Gunner, not a good matchup for him. Adley, is he a switch? But again, he'd probably switch to right? So our best bet would probably be, again, Gunner or Cedric. Let's see what the matchup. Maybe it's just a hitting matchup. Oh, yeah. No, he's not good against the left-handed four-seam ball. Seems to really struggle with it. Release point against, always really bad against lefties. Okay. So he's going to suck. Let's look at Cedric. Doesn't like the left-handed release point. Doesn't like the four-seam. God, I don't like either of these. Who else is there? Ryan O'Hearn. How's he? Sometimes it doesn't show you the matchup details. Yeah, let's look at Ryan. Versus Gore. Jesus. God, these guys suck against lefties, all of them. Okay, so maybe it's not going to be a Gore angle. He gives up a ton of home runs to lefties, but none of these lefties can hit home runs. Okay, so that's something. What did we say with Cade Povich? Was he worse against... Yeah, he was struggling against righties. And the weather wasn't like insane lefty, was it? It would still be decent for people. Yeah, it was fine both sides of the field. Lefty had like the biggest advantage in right field, but still decent in left field. So I'm gonna go with maybe a righty national. Let's look at last year. Last year we had Povich, pretty bad versus righties. And Gore, really good against righties. Versus lefties, I wonder if it was similar. Okay, so Povich was worse against righties for sure. And again, this season it was Povich was fine. Gore sucked against lefties. Okay. Okay. This is a tricky one because I feel like all of the home run threats on the Nationals are all going to be batting lefty. But let's take a look here. Maybe they have some guys that are hitting the ball well that I don't know about. Wood James, he's a lefty. James Wood, sorry. Dylan Cruz. He's a righty. Let's take a look at his numbers. He's barreling at a high rate. Pretty decent. Barrel rate. Hard hit's not crazy, but the weather's good, so that's not as important. Bat speed's good. He seems to be more of a stolen base kind of guy, so I don't know if he's going to be swinging for a ton of home runs. But I don't hate that. Again, let's take a look here at the matchups again. Maybe I just go with the guy with the best matchup for this game. Dylan Cruz. No, it's only 2. Not great. Anyone with a 10? Minus 10. Ahmed Rosario. Let's see. He loves hitting against lefties. It was going to be a really good matchup for him. Gabriel Ruiz. Switch hitter. He's got 2 home runs this season. Obviously, we got James Wood, C.J. Abrams, Josh Bell. Josh Bell might actually be a switch because he might switch to righty, which is good against Cade Povich. What was his matchup? A 5, so that might be good. Home run wasn't crazy, but he's decent against lefties, pretty good against most of his pitches. Let's see, do we have any historicals on anyone here? Povich. Jacob Young. No. Manuel Rivera. 3.5%. Okay. Let's see what they had here. Let's see if they have Josh Bell in the top 25. I'm going to go for it. We got CJ. Yeah, no Josh Bell. They only have CJ Abrams, which is interesting. Because home runs, he's really bad against that. I feel like I don't want to do CJ. Who was the other team? It was Baltimore. They have Adley Rutschman, Tyler O'Neill. Okay, we're gonna skip this for now, but I'm gonna put Josh Bell in here as a placeholder. I don't know. We'll do 4 to. Just do a maybe for now. Then I'll just be C.J. Abrams here because I don't really have any other lead in that game. So we'll just see what they have to say. All right, let's keep going until we get to a 5 official bets. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, maybe. Ooh, we got the Yankee Stadium. Oh yeah, this was like deep left field. So definitely gonna be a lefty hitter in this one, which there are plenty of good ones. Who we got here? We got Tyler McGill and Carlos Rodon. I know Rodon is a meatball. He loves to throw meatballs. So let's see. Versus left-handed hitters. Rodon 1.9 versus McGill 0.4. So that's this year. Let's look at last year. Rodon definitely not as bad. Last year, was McGill any good? Yeah, McGill is definitely not going to be the right side. So it's going to be Mets versus Rodon for sure. Let's see. Is there anyone that has a really good matchup here, pitching-wise, on the Yankees? Apparently not. Rodon is a 1. He loves batting against lefties, and he's really good against the 4-seam. Maybe this is a Lindor angle. Seems like he's gonna. Yeah, if you look at the matchup, right, he's gonna struggle to get to reach. He's gonna struggle to get hits. The home runs are not nearly as down. His K rate's way up, but again, he loves going against lefties. He loves the 4-seam and the changeup, and he's not batting against the slider. He's been really kind of mediocre lately, so maybe this is a really good matchup for him. He's not a switch hitter, is he? I think he's just a lefty, right? Oh no, he's a switch. He might go righty. Okay, that's not good. So maybe we're going to have to look at Nimmo Oh, Nimmo's a lefty. I always thought he was a righty. Okay, maybe it's got to be a Nimmo or Juan Soto. But Nimmo's got apparently a good matchup. Let's see. Not phenomenal. He's okay against lefties. Decent against the four seam. Juan Soto, he's got a 7. He loves lefties. He's amazing against the four seam. This looks like it neutralizes the 3%. He loves left-handed seamers. Let's see. Is there any matchup history here? Lindor, 2 home runs. Luis Arraez. Then Juan Soto. You see him 3 times. He's been walked. No strikeouts, though. So nothing crazy. But again, Rodon is definitely more of a meatball guy. If we go to the data, like just the pure raw data for barreling, we got Rodon. Not actually that bad this year. We got McGill. Tyler McGill's always been good. What about hard hit? Not bad. Sweet spot. Launch angle. Not bad, honestly. Yeah, he's getting a home run in his 3 last games. Rodon, 2-1, 2-1-1-1. He gives up a lot more, that's for sure. Let's see his data. It looks like it's pretty equal. If you bring that up, he actually gives up more to righties. But again, this season, he's getting up 3 home runs to, so that would kind of prorate to like over basically like 10 compared to 5. So he definitely gives up a ton more to lefties this season compared to last season. Maybe that's some kind of change in his pitching. But again, I think we're going to have to go with Juan Soto here. I don't love the matchup. I'll put this at number 5. Let's see what we can get the odds are here. Juan Soto's at 285. I kind of like Nimmo. I really do. Let's see. He's kind of like a guy. Wow, he's kind of might be the guy. Hold on. Yeah, Juan Soto is great, obviously, but he doesn't really pull as much as I'd want him to. Obviously, it wasn't a phenomenal matchup for Nimmo. He's still B- versus that. His home runs are down, but let's take a look at Nimmo. Got a home run on the 11th. Maybe he's going to be due for this kind of game. He's hitting, let's see, 3 home runs off of lefties in only 39 plate appearances. So you prorate that, that's way up from last year. I'm going to take a shot on Nimmo. I really do. I think Juan Soto is probably fine. I'm going to move Juan Soto to my... Because, yeah, Nimmo's just pulling the ball so much more. And that's kind of where we want the ball to be going. I feel like we have better chances here than with Juan Soto. So that's going to be 285. And with Brendan Nimmo, let's see what the odds are for him. It's plus 630. So we're getting awesome price. I'm going to take a shot at Nimmo here. I feel like that should be a little bit higher. Obviously, he's not like the guy, but his numbers are pretty good. Let's keep looking. Now, I'm just going to look to pure home run guys. I know Bowden Francis is a meatball. Like, he's probably one of the top guys in terms of home runs. Let's look at this season. He's number 1, literally number 1. So I feel like we have to throw him in the mix here. I'm a Jays fan, but again, let's see. Is he struggling more against lefties or righties? I think the dome, yeah, it's going to be closed dome in this game. I feel like it's going to end up being Kerry Carpenter here. Just looking at the prop, that he seems like he has a phenomenal matchup. Purely number 2, and then we could change. Yeah, he's all the way up there. His matchup is way up for home runs. He loves going against righties, and he's amazing against the four seam. Okay. I feel like I don't even have to really look into this too much. We got the biggest meatballer up against Kerry Carpenter, who's going to have a ton of home run opportunities. I'm actually going to downgrade Kyle Manzardo to a 4. Josh Bell is going to become a 6. I'm not going to bet it. We're going to go with Kerry here. And I'm probably going to have to bump that to a quarter unit as well. Plus 240, yeah. I think I'm going to parlay these three together. The Louis Robert, Schwarber, Kerry, and Carpenter. And just sprinkle that as well. So this becomes the 3. Yeah, I feel like I have to like that. Again, let's see what his biggest problem is. Is it versus right-handed hitters? Nope. Is it versus left-handed hitters? Okay. So it's going to be Kerry Carpenter. I'm just going to put Riley Green as the backup, the secondary home run guy. It seems like one of these two, traditionally will get a home run. And yeah, that brings us to our locked-in 5. I'll finish the rest of these off-stream or off recording, but I think I really like these matchups. So we got number 1, we got Kyle Schwarber plus 240 for a quarter unit. We have Louis Robert Jr. at plus 250 for a quarter unit. Kerry Carpenter at a quarter unit for plus 240. And then Kyle Manzardo at plus 310 and Brandon Nimmo at plus 630. I think what I might start adding is one bonus. And I'm going to try to find one guy every day for maybe 1/20th of a unit. Just a tiny sprinkle of some guy that has a up over plus 1,000 odds to hit home run that I feel like has a really good matchup statistically to maybe have a chance at hitting one. I'll add that maybe in the comment and a pin comment. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, and hopefully we have a solid day here of home runs. Cheers.